Hello healers and health seekers, it's me, Ichota, healing with medical medium information for over 5 years now. I have healed mast cell activation disorder, dysautonomia POTS, chronic pain of over 20 years, chronic fatigue syndrome, PTSD, depression, migraines, and a whole host of other symptoms and conditions, including heart palpitations and PCOS and a bunch of other things. I've healed over 115 symptoms and conditions using medical medium information in these 5 years. And if you want to know more about that, that's in the description box below. There's links to all of videos about my journey and stuff. But what I want to talk to you about today, as promised, I promised I would make a video about the little sharks. Little sharks. What are little sharks, you might ask? In the medical medium healing community, which is a huge community of incredible people and people who are healing from all kinds of chronic illnesses and all levels of chronic illness. Some people, like me, are seasoned and have been through it and have been to dozens or hundreds even of doctors, like dozens and dozens of doctors and practitioners and naturopaths and functional medicine doctors and chiropractors and acupuncturists and massage therapists and traditional Chinese medicine doctors and Ayurvedic doctors and all of the kinds of doctors and all of the kinds of practitioners seeking answers for our chronic illness, and found no answers therein, and found the medical medium information, and finally were able to heal. And there have been people who are not so sick. Maybe they just had a little bit of acne, or just had a little bit of eczema, or just had a couple of symptoms and conditions. Like I said, I've healed over 115 symptoms and conditions, and or am healing. And that's a lot, which means, you know, it took me a long time to get that sick, and it's taken me time to heal, and there's a lot of damage that has been done, and there are certain things that the damage was coming, and the medical medium information helped to mitigate the damage. And like I said, there are people who maybe aren't so sick. They didn't go to a dozen doctors. Some people found medical medium information right off the bat when they started having symptoms, and God bless them, and then they were able to heal. And that's fine too. Like, everybody who has chronic symptoms and conditions deserves to heal. Everyone does. Everyone does. It is our God-given right to heal, and we deserve to heal. It's just that sometimes when somebody's not so seasoned, they don't think it's such a big deal, right? But those of us who are really seasoned and who've really been through the ringer and hell and back, literal hell and back, we understand what an incredibly big deal it is. And sometimes when people haven't been so sick and they heal their symptoms and conditions, they start to think, how can I make money? Because here's the thing about medical medium information. He gives it all away for free. He doesn't have programs. He doesn't certify anybody. He doesn't charge people thousands of dollars and then give you a certification at the end so that you can go charge people thousands of dollars to continue the line, and he can just keep making money off of us. There's no multi-level marketing. He doesn't own supplement companies. He doesn't sell supplements. He doesn't sell products. He has no merch. He has nothing. He doesn't own celery farms. He has no stock in any of the companies that he recommends to help us with our healing. He, out of the goodness of his heart, will find the best things for us to help our healing and put them in a directory on his website for free. He gives away all of his information for free. The books you can get free at the library, and he says it all the time. And even the books that are for sale, they're for sale for less than it costs to print the books. I'm not sure how that works. Does it give negative money to him? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but that is exactly what happens. So he's not making money off of any of these endeavors, and he works his butt off 24/7 to give us information for free. He saw people one-on-one for over 35 years of his life and treated thousands and thousands of people. He was the go-to guy that people went to when they couldn't find answers anywhere else. He was the weird symptoms guy, the weird conditions guy that nobody else could figure out. He has been teaching doctors for years and years, over 35 years, and they came to him, and they still come to him and are ringing his phone off the hook all the time. And nobody else on earth is like that. Nobody. Everybody else is trying to make a profit off of something. And so, like I said, there's no real money to be made off of medical medium information. People try. They take his information, they put it behind paywalls, they, illegally, they do all kinds of ridiculous things to try to make money off of his information. They charge people exorbitant amounts of money to answer questions for them and stuff like that. And I know that there are compassionate practitioners out there, and I'm not knocking that, and who do use his information in their practice, and I think that's wonderful because they're helping people, and that's great. There are other people who just seek to profit off of his information and off of the chronically ill, and that is, I think, sick and messed up, and it infuriates me. And the chronically ill are some of the most taken advantage of, beaten down, gaslit, forgotten, ignored, pushed aside people. And for somebody to then come into the medical medium community and then use his information in any way to try to take advantage of the chronically ill even more, to line their own pockets, I think it's sick and depraved and predatory. And I do not have, I want to have compassion, but I don't have compassion for those people, kind of, because it's like, I guess in a way you could say they know not what they do, but in a way they know what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe if you haven't been sick enough, you think it's not a big deal to turn around and become a little shark. And those little sharks, what they do is they use the medical medium information to heal, a lot of them. And they'll come into the community, they use the medical medium information to heal, and then they turn around and they start selling a product. And they want to pretend that the product was what helped them heal when it did not, and it doesn't do anything. And sometimes it's very dangerous. And, and then instead of crediting medical medium, or instead of saying, like he has said in the lives, they could just say, hey, I healed with medical medium information, and now I want to start making some money, so I'm, trying this out. And instead they say, oh no, this is like next level and it helped me heal and all this stuff. So, and I think that's pretty messed up. So, as promised, my video today is talking about the recipe for a little shark. And what they do, I have notes where I wrote it all down about what the little sharks do and how to spot one. So, how to spot a little shark. So here's what they do. There's a pattern. I've watched this over the last 5 years. I've watched it on social media. I've watched what these influencers do and how they do it. And I've seen it happen, and I made some notes. So I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, step 1. Use the medical medium community to get your followers over 20,000. And the way people will do that is they will share their healing journeys, they get reposted, they engage with the community, they're genuine community members for a while, right? Like they're really in it, and they're engaging, and they build up their accounts that way. They get reposted, they build up their accounts, people repost them, not just medical medium, but like other people in the community, and they build up to 20,000 followers. Once they've hit 20,000 followers, this is when it starts to happen. Step 2, start distancing yourself from the truth with posts about supplements or other products that medical medium has said not to use. And what do these products include? I should have made a note of this, so I hope I remember them all. Things like fulvic acid, ionized water systems, ionized or alkaline water systems. What else? Diatomaceous earth or zeolite. Zeolite is another one that people start selling. Not limited to these products, because there are other things. I should have made notes. I can't think of other things right now. So these are some of the products recently that have happened. One of the bigger ones was the ionized or alkaline water machines, because that was when then he had to start talking about it. He had to start saying like, no, because the person who initially did this used her clout in the community to then try to sell and say, oh no, it's medical medium and this is what really made me turn the corner and all this stuff. And this is what they all do. They all do this. It was medical medium and this and the zeolite and the fulvic acid. Oh, it's taking my healing to the next level. They say all kinds of ridiculous things, okay? So first, I'm sorry, I've jumped ahead to myself. So step 2 is just start distancing yourself from the truth by posting about, sorry, I did jump ahead there, by posting about supplements and products he said not to use. So an example that happened recently, kind of in the last few months, is that someone started posting about how, even though he says not to use the Pacific spirulina, the Pacific Ocean spirulina, I think it's fine, and I've been using it this whole time, and I'm going to keep using it. And then they posted about another spirulina, because so many members of the medical medium community were like, no, the reason he said not to use this is because the Pacific Ocean has gotten so polluted with the Pacific garbage patch that you can't use it anymore because it's now become toxic. So there's toxic, and now it's toxic. It's not a good spirulina anymore. And this just happened in the past 3 years that it's gotten that bad. And so he said to stop using it. So people were messaging this person and saying, hey, no, the reason that he said to stop using that Pacific spirulina is because the Pacific Ocean just in the past 3 years has gotten so bad that the Pacific garbage patch has like taken over, and it's like pushing wildlife in closer to the shores, and it's like super polluted. And so now that spirulina has become toxic, it's no longer a helping ingredient. It's no longer a helpful supplement. And that's why Vimergy spirulina is the only one he recommends, because they have a source that is not the Pacific Ocean, and they specifically set that up because of that. And then this person switched to like a different supplement that I think they maybe were making, I don't know if they were making a commission on it or what. And they're like, oh, well, I found this one and I think this one's good. Still not the one he recommends. So then the next thing, step 3, start posting about positive vibes and law of attraction BS stuff, and how, everything's got to be so positive and it's all positive vibes only, and everybody should just be nice to each other and people should be kind and all this stuff. And then, and talking about like what they're attracting into their life and all this stuff. Okay. Number 4, change your whole entire account, your Instagram account, change it overnight to look like you always sold these products. I've seen this happen I cannot even tell you. This has happened so many times. Enough times that I see this pattern. So they change their whole account, and everything they had there, suddenly it's like a business account. It's almost as if somebody gives them a script and tells them exactly what to do step by step, because they all do the exact same thing. And then number 5, start posting about how these products that you never ever used before were what helped you heal. You never used them before. You were 2 years healing with medical medium information. You've never used these products, but suddenly you start using them this week, maybe, or at least you start posting that you're using them, and suddenly that's how you healed. No, oh my gosh. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And yet they do it every time. Every time. The ionizer water machines, the fulvic acid, the zeolite, whatever. They do it every time. Number 6. I'm going to read this the way I wrote it. Okay? Start posting about eating foods that feed pathogens and how toxic it is to be actually mindful and aware of what you eat. Bonus points if you use the word orthorexia. I think they get paid extra for using that word. I'm pretty sure. Because they've all done it. So many of them did this. Start talking about, oh, it's just such a toxic mindset to like think about to have to think about what you eat all the time. I just want to be free. I just need freedom. And it's like, really? Okay. Because for me, freedom is knowing how my body works, what feeds those pathogens that make me sick and that give me the chronic symptoms that I've had that took me out of my life and debilitated me. Freedom is knowing that information and knowing what foods, what supplements help me heal. And it's not a drudgery for me to feel good. Like freedom is feeling good, having the answers, and I have peace in my heart and peace in my soul because now I know the truth and I have those answers, and I know I don't get scared anymore when a symptom or condition comes up, like my skin right now. Like, it doesn't scare me. I know what's going on in my body. I know I had an exposure that is kind of ongoing, and I know that it's coming out, and I know that it's going to pass. And why do I know that? Because I have the information, I have the truth, I have how to heal, and I have been healing for so long, and it's never steered me wrong. That is peace to me. That is freedom. So I get it. If you haven't had that much and you feel like, oh, you have to, I don't know. Anyway, it's a pattern, so I almost think that it's not even that they feel this way or whatever, or maybe they are starting to feel this way because somebody's been in their ear talking about this the whole time. Because to be honest with you, a lot of the people I've seen do this are kind of in the same group of people that, they're kind of in the same friend group. So, and maybe there weren't, because like this most recent person that I've seen do it, like when the other person did it in her friend group and started selling something, she like went off on them for what they did because of the way they did it. And that she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person thinks money is more important than healing and blah, blah, blah. And then she turned around and did the same thing. And I'm just like, really? Okay. I don't know. Who am I to judge? I'm not God. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Step 7. Keep distancing yourself from the truth. Keep saying things like, oh, people have been messaging me from the community and, you know, they're saying this and that, but I just think people just need to be nice and let people do whatever. And it's like, honey, nobody's begrudging you to use your free will and do whatever you feel like you need to do. What we do begrudge you is that you use your account from healing with medical medium information, and now you're giving people the false information. Now you're telling people it was this product, and I saw people buy this product from you thinking that that's what helped you heal. You're lying to people. The problem is you're lying. If you have to lie to get ahead, that's darkness, hun. That's darkness. That's not truth. Truth stands on its own. Truth doesn't have to lie. Darkness has to lie. Light doesn't have to lie. Darkness has to lie. It has to cheat. It has to manipulate. And that's what all of these steps are. It's manipulation because it's a lie. Because it's not who you always were. It's not what you were always doing. And it's not something that ever helped you heal. It's something that makes you money. And if you're putting money above somebody else's healing and you're misleading them and lying to them when they are desperate for answers and have been all around the place looking for answers, then you are being used by darkness. That is darkness. That's it. That's it. You can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, but if you're putting your financial gain above somebody's healing and somebody's desperate search for answers, and you're lying to them about what actually helped you, that's darkness. Now, if you want to heal and then turn around and sell a product and say, hey, this isn't what helped me heal, but I'm using this now to make money, that's the truth. That's the truth. Why don't you just say that? Just say, now I can dabble because I have healed, and so I can dabble in stuff. Just tell the truth, man. Just tell the truth. Step 8, tell anyone who disagrees that they are just being negative and they need to support you. Bonus points if you really play up that victim status, like really play the victim, like, oh, people are just coming at me and, you know, I'm just love and light, love and light. I'm so great. Oh, I'm so great. I'm just love and light. I just want to be kind. You know, like, I don't know why people keep attacking me. Nobody's attacking you. What people are doing is trying to say, hey, what are you doing? People who are like, know what you're doing are trying to say, what are you doing here? We see you. We watched you heal. We've watched you for the past couple of years. We know what happened. What are you doing? We see through this. Okay. Step 9. Keep talking about positive vibes only and use the law of attraction to try to shame the truth tellers. Because the people who are messaging your account and DMing you, people who love you and care about you, by the way, people who were friends of yours who feel now betrayed by you and what you're doing, are trying to say, hey, what are you doing? And talk to you like a human being. But instead, like, you give pat responses like, oh no, like, I'm just, you know, positive vibes only. And I don't know. It's just, and then trying to use law of attraction to shame people by being like, well, you manifest what you put out into the world, and I put out this, and, you know, so you're trying to say that anybody who's chronically ill manifested their illness because they just didn't think positively enough. No. Medical Medium has talked about that ad nauseum, and I'm going to tell you something. Personally, I was so into law of attraction. So into it, until I got sick. And I'm like, how did I manifest this? Because I was like, positive vibes only, right? Like, I was trying to manifest, you know, good things. And then I got sick, and then I'm like blaming myself. But as I was sicker and sicker, it's like I woke up to that and broke free out of it and realized, like, oh, this is BS. This is nonsense, because I did not manifest this. Nobody wants to be sick. And people who are like, oh, deep down, like, you're subconscious, like, you want to be sick. And it's like, no, nobody wants to be sick. It is literally a living hell on earth. Nobody wants to be sick. It's horrible. It's horrible to not be able to get out of your bed every day and take care of your own child. It is heartbreaking. It is a betrayal on every level to not be able to have enough energy to even prepare food for your kid, or to help him with his schoolwork, or to just take care of him and just be there and, like, go outside with him and bounce on the trampoline and anything. Like, to not be able to get out of your bed, to not be able to get up off the floor, to not be able to take a shower, you know, to not be able to fold laundry or wash dishes, or basic tasks that people take for granted every single day. It is demoralizing. It is heartbreaking. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be sick. And what is sick is somebody taking any good thing they have in their life and being like, oh, I manifested this, which means that you are manifesting your illness. No, man, no. You know why we're sick? Darkness. Because this planet, because of the toxins and the pathogens put out by the dark dark, dark, higher ups industries on this planet, the lab-grown viruses, the toxic chemicals that are rained down on us every day, that are put into our food, that are put into our water supply, that are put into our air that we breathe, the fabric softeners and the laundry detergents and the colognes and the perfumes and the air fresheners and the scented candles and the incense and all of that BS that we get sold to poison ourselves, to poison our families, to poison our animals, so that they can profit. Because when we get sick, another industry profits. The same industry, really, because really they're all tied together. They're all in with each other. That is how we get sick. And that is not something we manifested. Nobody wants that. It is without our permission. It is without our knowledge. It is without our consent. No. No, we did not manifest it. It is not our genes. It is not our bodies attacking themselves. None of that. And all of that is just a way to shame the individual people who got sick. And it's ridiculous that somebody who got sick would turn around and then betray the community in such a deep way by saying, oh, I manifested whatever, and shaming other people and try to make them think it's their fault that they're sick. That's darkness, man. That is false light. That is BS, and it is darkness. Makes me mad, obviously. It infuriates me. I was all chipper when I started this video. Now I'm angry. But it is darkness. I'm not angry. I'm passionate, actually. I'm not feeling anger. I'm just feeling strongly about it. Because when I have anger, I can feel the adrenaline, and that's not happening. But I do feel the passion. I have a strong energy about it. But man, it makes me mad. So these are the little sharks. And then there's carpetbaggers too. They come into the community. Oh, if you don't know what carpetbaggers are, hold on. Let me look up the definition for you so I can just read it to you because... Okay, carpetbaggers, here we go. It's a derogatory term applied by people who came into areas who were perceived to be exploiting the local populace for their own financial, political, and or social gain. Carpetbaggers. All right. That is a whole other category other than little sharks. And I'll just give you like a brief thing about carpetbaggers because this video is about the little sharks. But the carpetbaggers are people who pretend to be healing with medical medium information. And they even do things like, they even kind of know some of the information, which makes it extra tricky because it's like, oh, they sound like they know the information, they sound like they've read the books, but they pretend that they've healed with medical medium information or that they are healing, and then they try to use people in the community for financial gain. So they try to make money off of people in the community, like, oh, here, buy my this, or buy my supplements, or buy this, or buy that. And, or even people who pretend to be using medical medium information and are like health coaches, and they come in to try to exploit the community and build their own business or their own, not even just health coaches, but like any other kind of practitioner. Like they pretend, oh, I know the medical medium information, or they just use the medical medium hashtag, or like pretend they're in the community to just, it's just to sell something. It's always to sell something and to make money and to build their own whatever. Oh, it's messed up. It's messed up. They come in and they try to sell their products. And then there's the ones who pretend to be medical medium and like reach out to people and be like, oh yeah, no, I like what you said on my account. Thanks for commenting. That was great. And then they like try to tell them that they're him and like, hey, I'll do a consultation with you, and then, you know, pay them money. And oh, so many opportunists. So many opportunists. And you know, I mean, It's darkness on every level. It's just darkness. It's just darkness. Like, why are you letting darkness use you? Now, I know, and I pray for the people who are just the little sharks. Honestly, I pray for them, because here's what's going to happen if they keep doing what they're doing. Or maybe they're like secretly using the medical medium information and then just saying they're doing other things, which again, darkness, you're lying. Why are you lying to people? Why are you using the account you built in one way to lie to people? It's darkness. It's darkness. And I just think, and I pray, because it's, if you are going to go back to eating all these foods that feed pathogens, that you know feed pathogens, because you've been doing this information for how long, and you've read the books, and you know, come on, you're going to get sick again. It's going to happen, because you're eating all the foods that got you sick in the first place. And it's not just the foods, but you're like exposed to stuff. And if you're going to stop doing the medical medium information. But see, I don't know what these people do behind the scenes, because people post one thing, but they're doing another. And I don't know. And a lot of people lie on social media. I don't, but a lot of people do. And I don't lie, but here's what I do. I don't post all the time. I can't post every minute of my life. So, I post what I want to post, and I think that's what most people do. I think most people aren't trying to lie on social media. Well, I don't even know what most people, but I think the real people in the community genuinely are posting. It's like, I know that when I was really sick, it's like I couldn't post on social media, and when I was really feeling bad, I couldn't post on social media, and when I was healing, I wanted other people to know that they could heal, and so that's what I post. Is like, look, you can heal, you can. So a lot of us will try to post like our best, our best stuff. And I've posted both. I've posted stuff where I was having a hard time, and I've posted stuff where I was doing better. But it's like, you want people to know they can heal. So of course, a lot of people, I think, are posting their victories. And also, you post your victories because sometimes it's so unbelievable. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, this is what happened. Like, I'm now able to do this. And so that's why I try to do like victory check videos, like things I can do now. Like, oh, I was thinking of some the other day that I could do, because it's like, oh, I've healed sleep apnea. Holy heck, who does that, right? Who gets off of their CPAP machine? I don't know, because you know why? Because when I looked on the internet of like this is a whole nother video, but when I looked on the internet of like how to wean off of a CPAP machine, there's nothing. So I'll post a video about that. But I just, I'm just thinking of victory checks. Like, even still, I think of things that, oh my gosh, I couldn't do this before, and I can now. And so I try to do them as I'm going, but sometimes it happens and I'll just look back and go, oh my gosh, there were all these things that healed and I don't have anymore, that I just didn't even, it's like you just almost don't realize. Now it's just normal for me to be functional all day, every day, and even when I'm tired. That's a whole video in and of itself. I'll talk about that in another video. But anyway, I talked about the little sharks. That's what I was going to talk about. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if I forgot anything, or if you have any questions, or anything you want to say. I love you guys, and thumbs up if you like this video, and you can subscribe to my channel. I think it's this way, by hitting the subscribe button. Is it this way? By hitting the subscribe button, and you can ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, my healers and health seekers. I love you so much. Mwah. So many blessings on your continued healing journey. Stay strong, stay curious, keep doing your protocols. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.